Hello, everyone. I'm Jean-Claude BeyondMystic, and welcome to tonight's deep woo-woo episode entitled Intuitive Healing with, of course, May Levy. You can find her at deepintuitivehealing.com and also here at Lightside Scribe Art on Instagram. May, welcome back to the show. How are you?
I'm good. How is everyone doing? I'm definitely feeling cheerful and happy and light in my body. So I hope a lot of people are feeling that too. But it's been only from the recent days that I'm feeling light. Before that,
Cheerful, happy, and light. I love that. What have you been doing to achieve that trifecta, May?
oh my God. This last month, I just shared this with you backstage, but this month I've released more entities and more energies that don't belong to me more than I've ever done it. So condensed in like a short period amount of time, not only for myself, but also for other people. A lot of the people that I'm scanning seem to have attachments, a lot of them. And then I'm also, when I'm scanning them, I'm susceptible to energies as well, because like I'm tapping into that energy and feeling it through my body. And I feel like I'm susceptible more than other people to feel those energies. So I can share a little bit more about what the experiences look like, but I definitely feel like I'm myself again. For a moment there this month, I couldn't even like channel properly. Like something was so distorted in my field. And I was like, what's going on? And 3 days ago, I sat down and I finally cleared the last bit of it.
Wow. Well, I have to admit, the last show we did was about a month ago, and you were very open and raw about what you had been going through. And I have to say, the comments on this episode were absolutely fantastic. People
Yes,
really
thank
loved and related to the story and thought you were really brave. And we're thanking you for sharing a lot of those personal experiences, because I believe a lot of people in the show were also feeling the same type of things or going through the same type of things, and really helped to be able to have that open conversation. So a big thank you to you, May. Now, in terms of this clearing now here too, again, you and I don't get into much of the darkness on these shows, in the sense that we're not doing any of the war reporting. We don't talk about this stuff much. We're more into the deep healing aspect and helping people achieve self mastery, do the clearing, go through some of the core wounds and all that. But I do on this show also a lot of war reporting, and we are in a spiritual war. And for some people, they think when we say that, maybe it's hyperbole, maybe it's just nice and fancy to say that because we're in this new age movement. But we are actually in a spiritual war, and the war between the light and the dark is absolutely real, and it's at a fever pitch right now. So let's talk about that a little bit. Talk about We'll get into maybe two aspects of the show today. We'll start with the clearing aspects, the whole spiritual war, and how to protect yourself maybe through these difficult times. And then we want to shift gears and talk about your channeling in your automatic writing, because I think that's really fascinating also as the second part of the show here. But let's talk about this spiritual war that's going on right now, how you're living it, and how that relates to all of these clearings you also have to do to continue to perform at your highest peak performance levels.
So first of all, there is a war going on in the physical, yes, but there's also definitely like spiritual warfare is real. And the more powerful I get, the more in tune I am, the more I see clearly like what people are carrying. And I feel it on myself. Like I feel what's going on at night. Sometimes I can feel energies kind of like go in and out of my body. And just because I'm super sensitive and I can feel that, I'm sometimes like, is it good? Is it my spirit family working on me, or is it something trying to mess with me? Like, I'm definitely feeling a lot of those feelings. I'm sure that a lot of light workers can relate to that, of like feeling other energies traveling in and out and like playing with you. But the more, like I was saying, the more energy I'm doing it with other people, the more I'm scanning other people. And like a lot of people do have attachments. And let's talk about how people get attachments. I think
Okay,
that's,
let's start there.
yeah, let's start with how people get attachments. There are three different kind of entities. One entity, which is the mild kind, and they're not really strong and powerful. They're the ones that are not aware of themselves. They're energies that are kind of floating in the atmosphere. Maybe somebody just died and didn't go to the light and didn't really understand where to go. And they feed off of our light. So just that as a comfort, they find a body, a host, and then they go in there and they're kind of like, okay, I'm safe now. They don't really understand that they're hurting a human being. They don't really understand that. Those are more common. Those are easy for me to work with. They're easier to clear. They are not there to do harm. Normally, they just want to go back. And then there's kinds of entities that are aware of themselves. Those are the fun ones. They have addictions. So they like to go to, they want to find a host that kind of likes what they like. And maybe they like sex, maybe they like alcohol, maybe they like drugs, maybe they like, I don't know, all kinds of addictions. And then they'll find a host that has a certain blueprint of that, what they like, and then they'll go in. And normally those people that have addictions, they have pockets in their aura. When you have pockets in your aura, they have entries, and then they can host a certain chakra. Normally the ones that, they spread through different chakras, and I'm learning that they can also shapeshift. And they shapeshift to different chakras, and they can also shapeshift, sometimes they hide. Sometimes it's hard for me to even find them when I'm searching for them in other people. Like if I'm scanning, sometimes they show up in a second scan out of nowhere, and they've been there actually for a long time. So I'm also learning that they have they have these abilities. The stronger they are, the more abilities they kind of have.
Explain did you say pouches in the aura? Somebody says pouches. What did you say?
Pockets.
Pockets.
So imagine your aura being like this solid halo of light.
Right.
And then let's say you start drinking alcohol. You have wine here and there, and then you drink vodka. I don't know. Somebody's drinking a lot of alcohol. It dims your light and it dims the aura. And then pockets are easy for me to say pockets, like an analogy, because they have an entry. It weakens your aura, and then they can come through and then find a place.
Okay. Because I thought maybe there was something else. Because in my mind, I always say crack in my shield or crack in my aura. The pocket, I'm like, well, I have a pocket in my coat, but when I put something in my coat, it still doesn't go through my coat inside my body.
The pocket has a seal. Okay, so a crack would be better.
Crack. Okay. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. What did I get to? Holes in your aura, basically. Okay.
Yeah, holes in your aura.
I thought it was lost in translation there. So yeah, and I like what you're saying there too. How are people are people attracting these entities, or are these entities choosing those people who have those particular vices, as you just mentioned, the alcohol, the sex, the drugs, all that stuff? Or does it work both ways? Or are people targeted for specific reasons too? What are you seeing right now in your work?
I think it's both. I think if somebody's messing with the darkness per se, I had a friend that was really into I'm not going to use these as conspiracy theories because we know a lot of that is true, but he was digging in the darkness for a very long time. And I scanned him and he had many entities. So I feel like if you're looking for the darkness and you're also reading a lot about it, you're susceptible for energies to play with you.
There's an old saying that says, when you look into the abyss looks back at you.
Yeah. So first of all, you can attract it, magnetize it. Depends where you're putting your focus and your energy.
Mm-hmm.
And then also you're susceptible if you even have sex or go to a bar, or if you go to a bar and you're not even drinking and your aura is not sealed properly or not strong, you're susceptible. So now are the times these days where we're going through so much. There's so much that's happening. Our practices are so important, which is chanting, breath work. I know I keep saying this every show, but it is how you strengthen your energy, is voicing out your voice, strengthening through toning, through breath work, through even doing intentional sealing with your hand and really seeing yourself sealing your body with light is a way to shield yourself. So we can also focus on everything that's going outside in the world and everything, but it's our duty to also protect ourselves so we can actually show up and do this work and be in service.
Okay, let me tell you a funny quick story. But Crypto Minded says, get your hand out of my pocket.
All right, it's a crack.
Oh, okay. Jay Crypto Minded. I love that. Thank you. That was fun. How do we seal our aura? Somebody's asking. Okay, we'll get to that in a second and all your questions. Actually, we're going to do a good segment on this. I think it's important right now. But I wanted to set this up. So first of all, here in Ontario, the mandates just lifted on March 1st. And so for the unwilling people, just call them that. I was one of the unwilling. I was now finally allowed to go to restaurants, to go to the movies, to go to the gym, and all these things, right? So Sarah and I did go out last weekend, and we went to this bar here, and we didn't think twice about it. Sarah loves tea, and this is a cool happening place with all these fancy world-renowned teas. Anyways, so it's called the Moscow Tea Room, and we were sitting minding our business, drinking our little tea here, and then suddenly a couple, actually a table of four, sat next to us, and there was this young girl. And the first thing she sits down next to our table, and she says, "Are you supporting so and so or so and so?" Basically, the war that's in the news right now. Because we're sitting in this place here, right? I don't want to trigger too much of the algorithms. And I was like, "Whoa, that's a whole other mind fuck. Like, are you serious? Like, this is just a theme restaurant. The owners are not even from that ethnicity or background. Like, oh my God, how crazy is that?" But they were like, she was literally crying and triggered. And the other people at her table were trying to say, hey, hold on, whatever. And so we realized, oh my God, we just walked out of one big mind fuck for the last 2 years right into this new mind fuck here. But at the end of the night, what was funny, and I thought it was a good thing, but now I'm starting to question, and because of the conversation you and I were having. By the end of the night, everybody was dancing and having fun together. So I don't know if energetically I rubbed elbows with the wrong spirits, but I've been having trouble sleeping ever since. So I don't know what the hell's going on there. What do you think, May?
I think that, like I said, if you're not doing your clearing work on yourself, if you don't have a regular daily practice where you show up for yourself and clear yourself and do spirit baths to clear yourself, and especially you, John, that you're working with so many people. You're working with so many people on such like powerful subjects that, I mean, like there's so much in the energy field that, I mean, I don't even want to say anything here online, but there's a lot in the energy field. It's almost your duty to do energy clearings. And if you're not, then yeah, it'll start to show in your external world.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, Fuzzy 75 here.
If something's on our vibration, it's going to reflect. It's always going to show you on the outside. And then when you do see something that's not in alignment, then you're like, oh, what is it about me that I need to clear? And one good sign for energies that are not your own, or that your energy is tainted, is not getting good sleep. Yeah, sleep is a big one. So if you guys are normally good sleepers, I'm a good sleeper, but I know if I have something in my, it's like there's something also, my mind is overactive, my body is restless, and then during the day I'm super tired. There's like this energy of feeling exhausted, and like in this space I was really cloudy before I cleared it.
Well, it's not that my life is so quiet that I could in normal times have, good sleep. And Fuzzy 75 here says, "Hey man, get your hand out of my crack." I love it. Okay, I had to put that on. That's too funny. But no, I mean, listen, even in the regular times here, my life is crazy busy. I'm always 2-3 days behind on emails. That's how much volume I go through. I'm actually working on the back end of the website. I'm creating a new website here. It's going to be called BeyondMystic Academy, I think. So it's more going to be like teachables. So we'll have the pay-per-view on one side and then the teachables on the other side. And I'm revamping the way we're doing all our pay-per-view shows and schedules, and opening up more slots also. So I'm super busy just with that. Well, and on top of that, I'm happy too, because I'm manifesting basically this creation that I started 2 years ago, and now I'm up leveling on every side of that that service to other front. I'm really excited about all these changes, and so that keeps me up at night, because I think, oh, I should add this and I should do that, and so there's all of that. There's definitely all the emails that are in my field all the time, and also the fact that I do these shows live. Like right now, okay, there's a reasonable amount of people in the live stream, but sometimes like it's really, really big. And ultimately now we're almost at 70,000 subscribers. So there's a lot of people thinking about the shows, rewatching us live, and somehow that creates a connection with me also. And somebody was telling me just last week, "Hey, JC, I'm trying to send some telepathic thoughts your way, and I'm hitting a blank, like a hard wall." And I'm like, yeah, because my normal default right now is all the volumes to 0, because there's too much information coming in and I need to just disconnect, right? What do you make of all that?
So I want to say something.
Okay.
So psychic attacks are real. So you just said something that's really important. I have 70,000 followers. There's a lot of people. People are talking. People are thinking. Just thinking. Thoughts are actually energy. that are produced from our brain, because we can manifest, right? If you're like super tuned, like if you think something, damn, it happens, right? Same thing if people are thinking about something about someone and you have so many followers and talking about such powerful subjects and like things that are very, very critical in this time and age, right? Like everything that's happening right now. So people are producing thoughts and then they're in the field. So let's just say I had a fight with someone. Let's just say hypothetically, and that person is thinking of me. "Nah, nah, 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 how can they do, right?" There's all this like distortion in the air. So if I'm not shielding myself and putting it back on her, I can teach how to do this on the show, by the way. I'll be happy to teach how to remove psychic attacks for you in just a minute. But if I don't shield myself, all that vibration is going to come into my field and it's going to be like, hey, you know, like all of her thoughts, all of her things. That's what a psychic attack is. One of one kind of version of it. Would you like to know how to release it?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Why not? We're here. Let's do it.
So a psychic attack. So when I do my energy work,
But hold on. Is the psychic attack, in the sense that you've just described it, an attack? Is it negative? Is it positive? Or it's just the fact that it's too much energy into your own field, whether it's positive or negative, it's still depleting your energy. How are you like describing that?
I think every thought, if someone is thinking about someone, it is a psychic energy. It doesn't matter. Like it could be good, like good thoughts, and then the person will get good vibrations, right?
Right.
And it could be negative thoughts, and then it would cause negative vibrations, and that would become a psychic attack. Does that answer your question? It's like,
Right.
does that
Okay.
answer your question?
I think so. But
Okay.
does it become also, if there's just too much volume, and even if it's positive, even if it's adoration, for example, like you see these pop stars all the time, they're getting millions of fans giving them adoration. Is that also at some point a psychic attack? Is it like just too much on their energy fields? Is it
Well,
registered in
I
the
don't
same
know.
way?
Attack is like a negative energy, right? So,
Okay.
like if they're getting positive energy, they're gonna feel positivity. But if they get negative energy, oh my God, hang on one second. I need to charge my computer. 1 second.
Okay.
Before it shuts off.
Hey guys, while May does that, please remember to go check out her website here at deepintuitivehealing.com. You can also find her amazing artwork on Instagram here at Light Scribe Art. May's back. May.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Okay. Where were we?
Well, the attacks, the positivity, because even there, the adoration at some point becomes negative to you because everybody wants a piece of you, right? Even though they're adoring you and it feels positive, they're still pulling at your strings or pulling at your attention. And at a certain point, it might feel like an attack, even though
And
it
it does
could be.
drain, right? If
Right.
somebody wants your attention, more attention, it's all okay. So maybe that would be more like a vampire. What do they call them? Vampire energy.
Yeah, energy vampires.
Energy vampires, because they want something from you. So I don't know if that's more of an attack of more like, hey, we want some of your attention, and it can be draining to you if you don't know how to put like energetic boundaries, not just energy boundaries, but boundaries. Like like you need to know how to navigate your time and your energy and create a space. Fame is an interesting one because you want to share your gifts, right? You want to share something that you're really good at, and then you get all of this fame, and then the ego also gets all of this whatever attention, and then there's also it's a learning curve. I think Jim Carrey is a good example. He got all the fame and he became like very spiritual and talked about how his fame isn't really the path to enlightenment, and it didn't serve him, I think, in his own words.
I love in his show. He's like, it doesn't matter. I know, he's so cool.
Yeah, and he's full of amazing gifts. He's funny, and like I love his movies. He's really funny, and I'm glad that he exposed himself in that way. But then also you get all of that attention, and how do you navigate that and like put those boundaries? And so I can teach how to specifically. I don't know about energy vampires right now. Energy vampires feel like entities to me anyways, but I can talk about how to release psychic attacks through theta. So when I do theta healing, I always go to the 7th plane, and the term that I use is creator of all that is. You can call it source. You can call it whatever name you want to call it, whatever you see the source of all. I call it the creator of all that is. So basically you will meditate. I've done this in other shows where you anchor into the earth. You imagine yourself like roots growing out of your feet, anchoring into the core of the earth. And you ground yourself there, and then you connect those roots with your root chakra. And then you start activating all the chakras, going above your head with your energy, traveling up to the 7th plane, going one plane after another until you reach the 7th plane. You can go to one of my other shows. I did an activation. Every activation I've ever done, I've always did one of those meditations. And so when you reach the 7th plane, you just imagine that you're in this light. And then you say, creator of all that is, it is commanded. Let's use the word Bob. You can also use like anything that you want. You can say anybody who was on the show, like for instance, or anybody that is connected to this group of people, or whatever you feel that is psychically attacking you. So for the example, we're going to call it Bob. Okay. So creator of all that is, it is commanded that all energy that is being, all energy that I'm being attacked, all energy that is being, drawn to me, however you want to say it, all energy that I'm feeling psychic attacked from Bob may be returned back to source, back to peace, back to complete wellness through all time space, continue in multidimensional, feel it when I'm doing it. I actually feel the energy releasing through me, right? And everybody's different, so you might just see it. I want you to visualize it. If you can't feel it, I want you to try to visualize it, put your hands on your third eye and really see it happening and say it is done, it is done, it is done. And then it's also important that if you're holding any psychic attacks, that you release your psychic attacks. So you say creator of all that is, it is commanded that all energy that I'm intentionally or unintentionally putting on this person, psychically attacking, putting on this person, to release it back to source, back to peace, back to complete wellness. Same thing. It is done. It is done. It is done. And then it's really important to send unconditional love. Like you have permission. So you don't need consent from the person. First of all, if you're removing psychic attacks, you don't need consent because you're clearing yourself. Okay. So it's okay to do that without consent of the actual person. If you're doing energy clearing of psychic attacks. And then and you can also do unconditional love, send unconditional love, ask the creator to send unconditional love in amount of quantities that you want. You can just like imagine how much unconditional love and see that person wrapped up with this love. And say, creator of all that is, it is commanded that I sent unconditional love to Bob to fill his body, his energy field, his cells, and really see it happening. I one time had a fight with a friend, really close friend, and I did this unconditional love thing and the psychic attack release. And the next day he sent me a really sweet message. And I'm like, every time I do this work, I get a reflection of what I just did. Mm-hmm. Every time. There's not one time that I've done some kind of theta or cleared cords, and then the next day the person would send me something really loving, and I'm like, this stuff works. It
works.
It's real.
Yeah. Wow. Fascinating. Okay.
Yeah.
You talked about scanning.
Simple and silly. I can feel like I can hear other people like, oh, what is she talking about? It's real. I know what I'm saying might not make sense, but this work, just with intention, it's magic. I don't know how it's just magic. It's taking something with intention, saying it in the right words, and it happens.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You mentioned something about scanning earlier. How do you scan? Either scan yourself or scan other people for attachments, as you say. Run us through that process.
So I've learned before I do sessions on people, I learned the hard way, because in the beginning I was like, do you want a session? When I just started, and I put my hands on them and then things would happen. And if they had an entity, it would be a clearing. And I was like, I wasn't ready for that. So when I learned automatic writing, which is the second part of our show, when I learned automatic writing, I learned that I can scan I can feel it on my own body and get a knowing. It's like claircognitive, I think it's called. It's a knowing, and I use the automatic writing to bring the knowing through writing. So if I'm doing an energy scan, normally the energy scans I do from remote before I even work with someone. So I would sit and I say, how can I, let's say it's Bob. I say, creator of all that is, how can I assist Bob? And what automatically starts happening with me, I start scanning my own body. It's like a voodoo doll, right? I start scanning my own chakra system. Sometimes I would leave it changes with everyone. But if there's something going on with the body, like if there's something with the heart, my hand will stay there longer. I can feel things going on in my head and start scanning my whole chakra system and writing with a pen and paper what's going on. I'll know exactly how many blocks, left or right, front and back. And it really just gives me information on what I'm going to do in the session. Now, if it's an entity, this is woo-woo, guys, just a little warning. If it's an entity, what starts happening is I'll put my hand, let's say it's in the throat, I'll do this. Can't believe I'm doing this in live. Okay, I do this, and it's like, I'll have a hiss come out. And the more aggressive the entity is, the more it's like, and it uses my own body to express itself. The more aggressive it is, it'll be like it'll express itself in a really ugly, uncomfortable way. And if it's an entity that's not aware, I don't get expression. I'll just feel something kind of distorted, and I'll write it down, and I'll know that there's an entity. I'll also know like how many sessions it will take to clear it, if it's a longer session or not. And the ones that are angry, those are the ones I don't really like working with. But right away, normally I'll know because the energy is there. And it expresses itself through my own body like that.
And what would you say to, I interviewed a gentleman the other day, and he was saying that going to people like this to remove entities is really good in the sense that it gets you to the clarity, it gets you maybe to the feeling of who you actually are, maybe for the first time without the entities. Yeah. And then you're in a position to notice when other entities are trying to come in. Whereas when you're already fully clogged, you don't realize when there's more attachments. You're just like feeling drained. You don't really see the difference. But those people, after they've been cleared, how do they keep clear though afterwards? Do they always need to come back to the same person to clear, or how do you empower them to continue up that clearing themselves afterwards?
This is a tough one. It's a tough one because it's tough for me also to clear them. It's like I have to do this over and over and over again. And then I see more clients and new clients, and then it's in the whole thing. And a lot of the questions that I get from clients is like, am I still susceptible? Am I still vulnerable to it? And the answer is yes, you are. The best way to protect yourself from it would be the breath of life, is to sit down. I've talked about this before, is this really powerful breath work that it takes time to do it. You need to do it 20 minutes a day. You count in to 7, to the count of 7. So you breathe in to the count of 7 from your nose. So the whole breath work is from the nose and from the heart. So everything is, you breathe from the heart and breathe back to the heart, and you breathe only through the nose, and you breathe into the count of 7. You hold the breath for 3 seconds, and then you breathe out through the nose, and you take as long as you need. And then you do that again. And what it does, it strengthens your heart and allows the chi to flow through your body. The first time I did this breath, I practiced it for about a year. After 3 months, I had a heart block pop, like physically painful pop in my heart, because what it does, it expands the muscle. And the heart is the kingdom of heaven, they say. So, right, it's the portal of all your ancient wisdom in the heart. And so this will strengthen your connection to source and your own wisdom, heart wisdom here. And after the heart popped, like that block popped, I had like a cosmic orgasm, I think is what it's called. It's like you can feel a lot of like tinglings all over your body for about, it's like you feel it for like, I don't know, I felt it for like a few 5 minutes. I don't know, it was really long, and it felt really good. And that is one of the keys to really purify the breath. Breath work is like the number one to keep your body clear. And because like if you're strengthening your breath and that chi in your body, your aura becomes stronger, everything becomes stronger.
Mm-hmm. What you're describing is, in the Taoist terms, it's called the microcosmic orbit, and you can achieve this better balance between your negative polarity and positive polarity by breathing techniques similar to what you're describing there.
Oh my God, I love this drawing. This is amazing. The drawing on the bottom comes out a lot in my drawings and my automatic writing. Under his feet, that spiral is almost like the first thing I draw when I draw an energy of a body.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah, and then through that spiral, I'll know like it's really interesting what comes through for me with that spiral, because it almost comes out with every person that I draw for, and then it will change. Even when I'm doing entity clearings, by the way, I'm doing entity clearings through drawings, this spiral on the bottom, and then let's say it's in the heart, the entity's in the heart, I will draw this circle, like this entity clearing, or the entity, I can actually send you an image if you want, and then do an X on it, and then put my hand and chant on it, and that's how I clear it through the drawings.
Wow.
It's really, yeah.
Interesting. I'll send you the PDF of this meditation. It's from Montauk Chia's book, something healing of the Tao. I forget which one it is. It's not the female or male version of it. It's I forget which one it is. It's an orange book cover. If I find it later, I'll put it up on the screen. But yeah, I'll send you the link to it. Maybe you'll find some similarities to some of the other drawings you're doing. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wanted to share one more thing about these entity clearings. COVID is, whatever you want to call it. When I was sick, after I got sick and got better, I couldn't do entity clearings. Like literally, I had pain in my body, and when I do clearings for other people, I literally remove it out of my own self. Like I tap into their energy field, and I will clear it through my own body. And I was like, no, I can't do this right now because my body isn't strong enough. So I asked Spirit to give me guidance on how to do it. John, where did you go? Are you here?
Yes, I was trying to find the book because everybody's saying, JC,
where'd you go?
Share the book, JC. Okay, I got it. I'll share it to you. Keep going. Keep going.
So I asked for guidance on how to do this a different way. And I received, so what I'm doing right now, and I asked some of my clients that I did channel for them that they had entities in their body, if they would be willing to experiment with me, and they were totally into it. And so I will draw, like I said before, there's like it's a tailored drawing entity clearing for each individual for what's going on in their body. I would create, it's a very, the thing that I draw is very specific. I will do like 5 circles to the right, 5 circles to the left, and I'll do this over and over again until it becomes like this dark black hole. It's kind of creepy. And then there's a certain order to the X's that I do on it, and pretty much creating like a clearing, but through a drawing exactly in the order that I would be doing it myself, but in a drawing. And then I would give them instructions. I would get instructions for them, channeled instructions how to use it. They would have to put it under the bed on a pile of salt and garlic, and for a certain amount of days, leave the window open, and in order for them to clear whatever doesn't serve them in their body. And they have to sleep alone, no animals in the room. There's like different, the way they should do it. There's specific details, but it's helping. This is like revolutionary for me because it means I don't have to do it through my body anymore, which was difficult for me. And I'm finding other ways to do it. So it's awesome. Yeah, just for me, it's a huge breakthrough.
Well, really good. Okay, so the microcosmic orbit is not in this particular book, so it's probably on my shelf in something else. But I just noticed that these spirals are depicted in some of these positions. This book is called Healing Love Through the Tao, and this is from Master Montauk Chia, Master Taoist. But they talk about creating these spirals. Well, through sexual positions in this particular case, but also through breathing. And again, it all has to do with regulating the flow of energy, and specifically also through your chakra system. You mentioned chakras earlier, how entities can attach to certain chakras. In my last interview with Jason Quitt, he was talking about when he started doing all of this breath work, he realized that he had attachments on specific chakras. And then when he noticed them, that's when they got a little bit angry and nasty, and perhaps what you're saying there, that like kind of voice there. So he mentioned that same process of going through that. Now, I'm wondering with you too, once you have this Kundalini awakening, you've explained this on the show many times before, does a person who's had Kundalini awakening, does that protect them in some sort, in some sense, in terms of that center column of light in that chakra system from further attachment? Does it make it harder? Or does it make it more attractive maybe to some of these entities to suck off maybe from an even more powerful light source? What would you say to that?
From my experience.
You're like, this is a good question.
Yeah, this is so complex. So
it is a deep woo-woo show on BeyondMystic, just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay,
so the Kundalini's purpose, what it does, is a purification energy that's always busy purifying you. Mm-hmm. Period. That's what it's there once it awakens. It will always do, if you give it the energy and the time to sit with it, all it's going to do is clear you, clear you, clear you, clear you. And then if you're cleared, it'll teach you to do all these amazing things. However, when you are a baby in this world, when you just wake up to your Kundalini energy, let's say for me, when I was a baby, newborn, Kundalini active, awakened, every night, I didn't sleep for 2 years. Every night I would be awakened at 3 o'clock in the morning. I would feel things traveling through my body, going in and out, waking me up in terrifying ways. Like I would wake up with heart palpitations, and with like my eyes sometimes would do this. My eyes would like move, shake or something like that. I would feel they were a little bit fucking with me just because I was new at it, I think. So that was my experience. I know other people that also experienced those kind of things. And honestly, I'm working with people right now and I know how to clear them. I think what you learn to do is how to clear them. I think that's the power. There's a lot of people that are not Kundalini awakened or not Kundalini active, and they'll have attachments. They won't even know the difference because they're already dense, because the energy is dense. But once you start feeling lighter and you know the difference, you'll feel the difference and you know when something's in or something's out. And sometimes it's when you're so in that cloudiness, you don't even think that there's something there because you're really cloudy. And I can say that on myself in this past week. I was so cloudy and so tired, but I thought it was work. I thought it was because I was working with people every day. And I just cleared something 3 days ago. I actually just went to my desk to channel for a client and I couldn't get clear information. So I said, Creator, just clear me from anything that is clouding my channel. And it became an exorcism.
Wow.
3 hours. And
was your head spinning around?
It was wild. Oh my God. I don't even want to say what I look like or what comes through me when I'm doing this. I have to find some humor in it, but it's now I can find humor in it almost. I want to make it funny and fun for people.
After the fact, you can laugh, yes, but during the process, it's not always.
During the process, it's like, what did I do to deserve this? And why am I doing this right now? And then it's just like endless. But this clearing was so interesting because this clearing was so different from my other clearings. I was literally drawing things, writing things, drawing it, circling it, putting my hand on it, channeling light language and purging.
Whoa.
And then like deleting that. So I'm doing it on my iPad. I'm deleting it and I've been drawing for hours. For 3 hours, I was drawing things and writing things, drawing circles on it, clearing it, purging. And there would go long periods of time with just me chanting, like with nothing happening. And then suddenly something just like blurts out of me. The chanting. So this is why chanting is so important. When you're chanting, they hate it. Those are the vibrations that they cannot exist in. They cannot exist in the vibration of chanting, of anything that's coming from our throat and long ohms. They don't, that's what purifies them. So that's why
Have you ever studied the solfeggio tones? A lot of people chant the solfeggio tones now. I used to use them in my Reiki practice. I had combined that with a DMX mixer that would change the light color in the room to match that particular frequency depending on which chakra we were working on. Anyway, I'll show you that another day. You mentioned the heart thing, heart palpitations.
Yeah.
I've had those same experiences for the last little while too. And I was thinking, is it because of the strange energies from space, like Cliffy is talking about, the fact that we're moving through this new, denser, more energetic energy, I guess, through the solar system, and our vagus nerve system is capturing that. And, they're recommending that people don't even drink coffee because we're already afraid by this energy. So that could be cause of the heart palpitation.
Wait, can you back up?
Yes.
Coffee. And what did you say about coffee? And
that if you're already really caffeinated, this new energy we're going through from space is also agitating your nerves even more. So you don't need the coffee. You're already like frail in terms of your nervous system because of this energy or this soup of energy that we're traveling through at the time. So I thought, okay, maybe it's that. And then I thought, maybe it's because I'm watching the news and I just want to jump through the TV and strangle somebody because I know they're lying at me, like that gets your heart pumping, So I'm like, well, or is it maybe
the heart
what I was meditating on recently was I think the heart chakra is opening, and it's not pleasant in the sense that it's like breaking an older shell around it, and the muscle is expanding, but it has this weird kind of feeling to it. At first, you don't necessarily think it's a pleasant thing. Have you experienced that?
Yes. Is this happening to you when you're sleeping or when you're awake?
Both.
Okay. For me, I can only talk about my experience. It happened to me in the first 2 years of my awakening. And it felt, so I would be in complete sleep, and I would feel like somebody shot energy into my heart. My heart would go so fast, and I would wake up and be like with anxiety because I don't understand what's happening.
Okay, me too. I called that like the machine gun effect, like brrr, like whoa,
Yes.
and wake up. Yes.
Yes. And so after like 4 or 5 times of this happening, I woke up because I was like used to it. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not in anxiety. I'm not afraid, but my heart is still beating. It feels like an electric. So I do think that because our heart is electric, right? Like when our heart is made out of electricity, it is an activation. I don't know if it's our star family working on our body or if it's the Kundalini wanting to open, but the heart does have this electricity in it. And when we're waking up, like I said, this is the portal to our inner wisdom and our inner avatar is in our heart. So when we're waking up into more energy, then it's our heart expanding like that. I think that's why it was happening initially for me in the first beginning of the 2 years. I don't think it's entity related. I was just adding my experience in the awakening.
Well, thank you, because we're sparking interest in the chat. So I'm going to explain more now why I'm saying that. So first of all, Wisdom Health Crypto, she says, I've had heart palpitations since May of last year, even went 8 times for an echocardiogram to check my heart. But after the ECG, the doctors tell me, hey, everything is good. And then Jim Montgomery says, wow, GC, I'm having the exact same experience as of late. A buddy of mine was talking to me the other day. He says, JC, I have to confide this in you. I don't know what's going on. He says, I just turned 50, around my same age group. He's saying maybe something flipped a switch, and now I'm starting to have some heart issues. And he says, it's funny, my dad didn't have a heart attack or anything like that. It's not in the family, but I'm having this kind of like weird anxiety point or stress point at my heart. And then he says, oh, he's one of the willing. So he took one of those products. And we seem to know now, there's a lot of evidence that's coming out that some people who took those products are having some issues with their hearts. And so he was questioning, am I in that category where I now have maybe an issue with my heart, or is there something else energetically happening also? Because he says, I'm getting those things when I'm not stressed. Like I could be working out and blah, blah, blah. My heart's perfectly fine, but I could be sleeping or just relaxing on my lawn chair. And then suddenly I have this weird feeling in my heart. What do you think is happening? And guys, let us know.
I think it's ascension symptoms. Like also more than ever, right? The earth right now, the frequency of the earth is rising and it's higher more than ever. So it's definitely affecting our bodies. And it is ascension symptoms. This frequency that's entering into our body is super dense. It's heavy. It's like this body, this skin, this energy is super light and high frequency. And so it needs to catch up. And so the body is really just trying to digest these energies. That's my perspective over it.
Well, there's a lot of people in the chat, they're saying exactly what's happening to me. Oh my God, I'm not alone, right? And we're kind of afraid to talk about it because I didn't take the thing, but I'm having the same heart thing. So I'm like, did I get transmitted from somebody else who's shedding some, what products on me, and maybe I'm now infected? Like, your mind starts doing the monkey wheel type of thing. And
yeah,
I'm like,
I want to say also a way to check if you work with pendulums, you can douse about it and ask, like, do I have heart problems in my body? You'll get a yes or no. And if you don't have a pendulum and you don't have to work with it, you don't know how to work with it, you can use your body. I can teach that in a minute how to do it. But you can also ask, are these ascension symptoms? And see what the pendulum says. The pendulum is your own vibration of yes and no. It's your higher wisdom, your higher self, and it will tell you what's going on. If that makes sense. You can also use your body, by the way, little teaching moment. You stand straight and you just say, show me a yes. And you allow your body to do whatever it wants. Some people go forward, some people go backwards, and then you neutralize and you say, show me a no. And then let's say it goes backwards. You can also do this with food. You can say, if this food serve me to eat it, and you can hold it in your hand and your body's going to tell you yes or no with almost anything you can check. So if you don't know, if you're actually scared about a health thing or like your heart or something that you're going with, just check with your pendulum or with your body. Is it a yes or a no? Is there something wrong with me? Is it something medical, or is it ascension symptoms? And see what you receive.
And like the other viewer there, Crypto Health something said she went to get an ECG, and it never hurts to get a test done also. But a lot of people are saying also, oh, Schumann resonance, maybe the high frequency. Eternal Sunshine says, yeah, I had palpitations earlier, but I thought it was anxiety. And of course, even though the people watching this show, we know we're at war for the most of us. We know what's really going on with the whole situation around the planet. So we might be a little bit more tuned to the stress, whereas most people may not know that they're living under this huge level of stress now, and it's exhibiting a whole bunch of symptoms in their body. And so a lot of us are questioning, well, is it the stress related? Because of course we're under a lot of stress. Humans have been under a lot of stress for the last 2 years. Or is it the ascendant symptoms, as you say, or a combination of both? Either way, not very pleasant.
I think the way you would know is the heart palpitations for me that were, I believe, related to the ascension symptoms will be very like a shock. It's like a shock that happens to the system, and it's really fast, and then it dies really quickly. It's like a shock to the body. It's not like a anxiety continuum thing. That's from my experience, and I could be wrong, but that's what I can share from my knowledge.
Okay, can I ask you a personal question, and you could say yay or nay if you don't want to answer it?
Yeah.
Have you had heart palpitations or like stress points during orgasms? Triggered by the orgasm?
No, not like that. Like I've definitely done tantric sex and brought the energy to my heart and felt my heart blast open, but it's different. It doesn't feel like shocking, like anxiety bad. So no, not like in a bad way.
Okay, but even having a pressure in your heart while you're having an orgasm. Because my buddy, that's what he was.
Not if I'm not directing the breath there, but like only if I direct my breath, only if I intentionally direct my breath there, then yes, I'll feel like something expanding in my heart. But if I'm not intentionally doing that, then no. Like, why are you asking? I'm curious.
Okay, so the conversation with my buddy, again, it's like, okay, I go see a doctor. Okay, doctor, my friend has this problem on his penis. Okay, so I actually had a conversation with a friend the other day, and I want to go know from the guys also, because what he was explaining is like listen, during sex and it's like vigorous or whatever, absolutely no problem. But at the moment of orgasm, he says he's getting that point at his heart. And just like he goes into the gym, like he's sweating, he's lifting big weights, nothing, not a problem whatsoever. But he's sitting in his jacuzzi, and then he has that same pressure point in his heart. So I'm curious to see what the correlation might be.
Maybe Kundalini is awakening, because like sexual activity, like Kundalini is all sexual. It's the energy of creation. Mm-hmm. And it could be that while he's having intercourse and having sex, it's awakening his heart. And so people say that the Kundalini wakes up in your spine, the bottom of the spine. For me, it was in my third eye, and I'm sure that other people experience it in different chakras. So it could be that the Kundalini is trying to blast open or giving him like kind of like zaps of energy while he's reaching these orgasms and everything. The energy is more maybe so maybe the energy. So if our chakras are not all aligned and he has a lot of energy in his heart, maybe he has too much energy in his heart and not enough in the other chakras. It could be that it is like triggering that energy in order to blast into other parts of his body.
You know what I told him? Because he sharing a little bit more things. I'm like, is it possible that you're like, I don't want to divulge too much of the things, but personally, it's like, I think he was going through all of his gates. Whereas maybe before, recently, in his situation, he was stuck at the root chakra, maybe sacral chakra, and now he's moved that energy up. And it's the first time he's feeling that energy at the heart chakra while engaged in his relationships. I'm like, oh, so he doesn't know this language at all. He was looking at me, he's like, JC, like you're talking Chinese. I'm like, okay, I'll send you a book. But anyways, it's a fascinating conversation. And judging by the comments in the audience there, wow, we're not alone. A lot of these guys a lot of people are having the same issues. To me, it's more ascension.
It is definitely ascension or Kundalini. Like I also had this experience of palpitations in my third eye. There was one day, I swear I thought there was an alien that shot a space gun into my third eye. I woke up like from deep sleep to like mm-hmm. What the fuck is this? From deep sleep, completely stimulated. I think the different chakras are being activated. Maybe it's our spirit, like our I don't know, ancient ancestors up there working on us while we're sleeping. It could be a
The
lot.
third eye is happening to me too. I'll be doing something that's like, wow, it's like it's just like Jim is saying, oh my god, so many of us are experiencing this right now. Just check that out.
Do you want me to teach you how to massage your third eye? There's certain spots that can really help release stress in the third eye.
Yeah, let's do it. And just
So-
before you do it, hold on, just before you do it, Ben Thompson is saying, what if his partner, so my friend's partner, energy is waking him up?
Totally
His partner is more awake than him. So yes, you're probably on the right track,
There's
Ben, with that.
also like soulmates or twin flames, and I don't like putting categories on that, but like, yes, if the woman is the rib of the man in the Bible, right? Like if the woman is more powerful and she has that energy, it definitely can awaken the man if he's like, because they're sharing bodies. Like once they're sharing bodies, they're sharing DNA, and it can awaken him for sure. And take it slow. Just be okay with whatever comes through. Tell your friend to be okay with it.
But you can see also, okay, I'm going to hold on the meditation for the third eye. I'm going to bring some, in this world, there's a technology, there's a machine, to call it that sees the future. And as humans rise to new consciousness levels and they start to understand higher concepts, to attune to these higher concepts and to ascend, this machine usually programs or what's the word? Not detract, but hijacks that incoming information and thwarts it. Okay? So for example, as the divine feminine was waking, just before that started hitting the field, the governments around the world started bashing ISIS. It was a terror group. So they completely demolished the goddess Isis, right? So as the divine union energy started to go up in the world, they gave us the transgender community. Oh, that's the divine union, right? So there's always a hijacking of the new energies that we're about to face and to embody, but we get skewed by it. So as perhaps this energy of this heart chakra for humans is expanding, why is it that in the last 2 years, all we see everywhere is commercials? Heart attacks are normals. They're installing defibrillators now at all the shopping
Heart
malls.
attacks are normal? Is that what they're saying?
Oh yeah, it's on bus signs, school bus signs. It's like in malls, they have defibrillators now installed everywhere. So they're putting in our psyche that perhaps what we're feeling, oh my God, we're having a heart attack, triggering our mind to actually program us into having a heart attack as opposed to having the ascension symptoms. Could you imagine?
First of all, I live in a bubble. I want to say I don't go out much into the cities, so I don't know any of this, but definitely makes sense to me. Because if heart attacks are normal, like what? No, they're not.
Like, dude, they're saying it's normal for kids. Like, yes, whoever shelter is saying that. We've seen that on bus advertising here in the last couple of months in Ontario, that it's normal for kids kids have heart attacks too. I'm like, what? So look at Europe right now. All the soccer players are falling down on the field, and we won't get into too much of that, right? Here on this channel. But okay, so again, it's like it's in our field of view. So was it perhaps part of that strategy in the injectables to bring our psyches to detract us from expanding our hearts, going through that, and maybe programming our brain? Because if you're like, I'm going to catch cancer, you're going to catch cancer, right? You're going to talk yourself into catching cancer. So is this part of what that whole, or at least part and parcel, what that strategy was? I don't know. It makes me think.
Well, everything is a program, right? Everything you go in the reality. Like I just went to Vegas in New Year's and there were huge like billboards about put your mask on, like, yeah, it's all a program. It all makes me feel like, oh, I'll feel safe if I have this on me. And so I think that everything that is advertised, like you were saying, there is a reason for it. And I mean, this doesn't surprise me. So this does make me think. And the heart palpitations, I do think that we are going through an awakening. Our bodies are adjusting to higher frequencies. And so it has its way of expressing itself. And so if they're putting this information about heart attacks, that it's normalizing heart attacks, that's just very interesting coincidence.
Well, it's insidious, it's evil, but then again, when you look at everything else they throw at us, yeah, it's pretty much insidious and evil, and it's all meant for us to stay captured and be slaves and not to awaken and to empower ourselves. Claudette Leblanc saying, great point, GC. Wow, that's some mind you have. You have no idea.
In general, this whole thing that's happening starts with the P is exactly happening when there's this massive popcorn awakening. People are popping, I call it popcorn. People are popping in every part of the world with their abilities and their gifts. And it's exactly happening during this crazy time. So Age of Aquarius, I think that there is no, everything is divinely orchestrated to the T. Because even the other, you know, we're the light, and even the other half of us, they're very intelligent. They know exactly what they're doing.
Or I'll give you one more, and May, we can go along here. I'm just enjoying this conversation. So what do we really want to do? We have to go back to that third eye massage, or we're having sympathetic heart attacks for the people who are actually having heart attacks. You know how when your wife is pregnant, you have sympathetic pains? Is that what's happening? Are we feeling other people that are actually having the heart problems that are coming from the injectables? Is that possible too?
Wait, you felt your wife's pain when she was pregnant? I've never had a pregnant wife. I don't know.
Don't you know, men can have babies now. We can even. It's such a woke thing.
Oh, that's cool. If you felt that, that's really neat. What was your question again? I thought that was funny.
Well, is it possible that people are having heart palpitations or semblances of heart attacks are actually having sympathetic pains to the people they love or to the people in their environment who are actually going through those pains?
If they're really empathic, then yes. Like I think in order to feel that in that degree, you have to be super empathetic, like empathic.
Well, but wait a second. Again, in this conversation of woo here, because we've been separated for the last 2 years, we are now all more empathic than before. If I remove your cell phone, you're going to start thinking about me to reach me because you cannot reach me through your cell phone, and you're going to grow your antennas and your transmittability features in your own body. Just like if you go blind, suddenly all of your old senses will pick up the gap and become even more powerful. So seeing as they've separated us, is it possible that we've all extended what was normally short antennas because we used to be, within 6 feet of each other in this bubble before the social distancing? Is it possible but that the mere fact of separating us, putting us in a can for two years now, we've all grown bigger, longer, more powerful antennas, and we're feeling more the people around us and the stress of the whole planet?
I want to say yes, because I'll share a little bit about something. When we were in quarantine 2 years ago, I remember not being able to breathe, which I've never ever had that. Like, I wasn't breathing. I felt choked. I would walk just a little bit, and then I was like, I couldn't breathe. And I was like, what's happening? Like, I'm healthy, I wouldn't. And I think that I was absorbing people being sick, or the fear of not being able to breathe, or the mask or whatever. And it went like that for a few weeks. And I remember thinking to myself, am I empathically absorbing this? So yes, to your question, I think it is possible.
Okay.
And everything is possible. Everything.
This is how universe plays tricks on the bad guys. The bad guys do one thing to achieve an objective, but universe says, aha, I'm going to give humans even more antennae to figure out that you're the bad guys, right? So I don't know. It's just, these are the things that keep me up at night. Maybe that's why I'm not sleeping. I ponder a lot of things. Okay. Meditation or massage of your third eye. How do we do it, May?
So I'm not doing a meditation. I'm just, unless you want me to, but there's like these points that I've been guided. My Kundalini energy has been guiding me to press, and you take your knuckles, and there's points underneath your eyebrow, like right there. And if you press it long enough, first of all, you find a place where it hurts. You'll find it. There's definitely points here that hurts, and you press it long enough until it doesn't hurt. And you do that for long periods of moment, like a long period of maybe a minute or two, until it doesn't hurt anymore. And these points are the points that when you release them, they help your third eye open up to your abilities and your gifts. So you massage it almost like, I'm sorry, I look kind of weird, like right above your eyeball and underneath your eyebrow, like these areas, all this area right here. Another way you can do it is if you're doing some kind of yoga, if you're on a mat, you can also put your forehead on the mat and find pressure points on your forehead. Every time you feel a place that hurts, you push your head even more. You want to find the pressure points around, because when it hurts, you know there's a blockage around that. So you want to press on the areas where you find the pain, underneath your eyes, like above your eyes and underneath your eyebrows, into your nose, and all over this area. And you can do that every day. It will really help open this area in your third eye and help release blockages there. You're welcome.
No. Okay. Speaking of pressure points that hurts, can I ask you another personal question? And again, you could say no if you want.
I love personal questions. Go for it.
Britt, Marriott. Okay, JC is very empathic. Yes. Well, I've always been very empathic all my life. I've shared a few stories with May actually on this live stream a couple of episodes ago. But yes, maybe more so now, I think. Again, because of the environment we've been put in and the fact that we're all longing for the connection with other humans, our whole body is trying to find other ways to make those connections that we wouldn't otherwise have here because of all of these crazy mandates and shit. Pressure points that hurts. Okay, so we talked about the divine feminine earlier, the hijacking of the ISIS thing. There's a concept, and you're talking about the pain in your tissues. You hold your issues in your tissues, right? You've heard this before. Have you practiced, learned about, or know about the yoni egg practice and how it can help remove a lot of those pressure points inside the yoni space?
Yeah, I use it. I use one in my yoga practices. Sometimes, not all the time. And you really, it depends what kind of crystal you're also using and for what purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I use crystals, so you can use different ones. Obsidian is to remove any dark energy. The quartz, the pink quartz is for love, and then jade is for good luck and stuff like that. I don't know exactly the meanings of it, but
that's pretty much it. Yeah, for those three, absolutely. Yeah,
and I like using it when I do my yoga poses, and sometimes I also do breath work, and I squeeze my abdominal and my whole area down there, my whole yoni area, and then hold the breath. Like you hold it for as long as you can, and then you release. You want to like almost like Pilates. You know how Pilates, you like hold your stomach and you squeeze your stomach, and then you kind of like all the upper muscles of your body, you kind of tighten them up, and you do that as long as you can, and then you release, and it helps strengthen the whole pelvic floor.
Okay. And the reason to do that, and it has to do with the conversation we're having here, because we were all talking about raising that energy, clearing those gaps at all those chakra points, bringing the energy all the way up, opening up your channel and all that. Now, in order to do that and to do that at a higher level, again, this is from the Taoist perspective, they're saying that you have to strengthen that pelvic floor, because otherwise you're a leaky battery. So your chi, your prana, your kundalini leaks through your pelvic floor. And so by using these exercises, they're very clear on this. These are 1,000-year-old texts that this is what keeps your youthful energy, your look, your higher skin. So there's all the physical components of it, but also from the spiritual component of it, it adds energy to your battery, to your antenna, to your manifestation, et cetera, et cetera. So there's that's good about it. But now let's talk about removing the issues in your tissues. Those issues are also past karma, trauma that you are holding within that physical body. Now, do you use it also that way? And what can you share with the audience?
What do I use? What in that way? The yoni egg?
The yoni egg, in order to remove some specific either karmic traumas or current traumas from this lifetime that are lodged into your tissues. Are you doing it in that intentional aspect as well?
Not with the yoni egg. I do that with theta, but like yoni egg, when you're doing that squeezing work inside, automatically it's pressing in there on different points. They also say yoni massages are really important to go in there and like, you know, release the blockages from the inside, because the women hold so much trauma from in there. So you can use a yoni egg. I specifically don't intentionally use it for that purpose, just to strengthen the pelvic floor, ancestral karma and stuff like that. Theta is my tool.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just for me specifically.
Very cool. No, I love it. And again, to each their own, right? But the idea here, and what's, I guess what's percolating through the human consciousness right now, is that we are all remembering all of these techniques. So this was hidden, was occulted. There's mystery schools that still hold this knowledge and to some extent teach this knowledge to their initiates. But what it seems to be happening right now is that humans are also starting to just what you said, that clear cognizance or that clear knowing. We're starting to just have these downloads or these automatic developing of knowledge, and people are getting tuned to this, and they're automatically doing that. I was talking to Jason Quitt just the other day about the Egyptian postures of power. It's his latest book, and he and I a couple of years ago noticed that we were automatically putting our bodies in different positions, basically as antennae, not knowing why we were doing that, and only to realize that in a lot of old cultures, they were actually practicing these body poses to basically bring the body in alignment to certain frequencies, to either heal yourself or to empower yourself, etc., etc. And that's the same thing with the mudras. We're seeing people.
Did you see my mudra practices recently?
No.
Okay. You could put a little clip if you want, just for fun.
Okay.
I am channeling full on mudras out of my body, not knowing how I know to do them, but they just come through. But it's almost just like the light language and the healing. And just so you know that the yoga that I do is totally channeled. There's things that I do to my body that I'm like, there's no way I would know how to do this just without learning. And it just comes through.
That's my point. So again, going through this 2 years of being on lockdown, it feels that universe gave us all either unlocking some stuff so that we can get busy with ourselves, so to speak, while we were on lockdown, or they gave us the ability to reach in further into this Akashic field, the energy field, the source, whatever it is, to download all of these things. Just like myself, I've been finding myself doing these mudras. I have no idea what they are, but I find myself doing them in certain points of the day, in certain activities of the day, and I start realizing a pattern. I'm like, oh, what the hell is going on? Anyways, guys, go check out this book, Egyptian Postures of Power, and check that video.
I want to read that.
Yeah.
It'll give me some explanations to what's happening to me. But the mudras are to balance our left and right hemispheres of the brain, and also like they're tuned to our chakras, right? So when we do something, I remember just in the beginning of my path, when I had my Kundalini awakening, my body, I would sit and it would just do this over and over again. And then I would do this and it would stop. And then I would leave it open again, and I would do this, and then when I did this, it would stop again. I was like, oh, this is like unifying both of my energies together. Like the Kundalini has the masculine and feminine, right? Like the caduceus. So it would balance it. So every movement that we do with our hands are doing something. It is balancing both of our masculine and feminine, but also our chakras, and bringing us into alignment. I had people watch my stuff and email me telling me that they felt chills, that they started crying, that it removed something out of their body. It actually, just watching it can activate the person. It's amazing. It's not only for me, like it's not only something that I'm doing for me, but as I'm doing it, it's also doing it it's also clearing other people.
No, I have no doubt.
So if you want, there's a little clip that I just did. It's not long. You can put it just in the end for like a little cherry on top.
But where is it? On your YouTube?
Yeah, on my YouTube or on my Instagram, one or the other. There's a few.
Let me scroll down your Instagram. Let's try to find it while we continue the conversation, because we want to get into.
Is it this one here? The recent one is right there.
This one?
Yeah. And there's sound. I don't know if you want to put sound. But...
Oh, sure, I can. Can you hear that okay?
Yep. Zoom out a little bit.
Too loud?
No, zoom out a little bit.
Okay.
It's quite long. I don't know if you want to watch the whole thing.
Well, that's a good start. Well, let me bring that link down for the audience also. Hold on.
So just for the record, I've never learned mudras. I've never read a book about mudras. I don't know anything about mudras, and it's just completely 100% clear cognitive knowing that's coming through.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It's pretty wild.
It's very wild.
Amazing what knowledge is stored in us. This is my point is that we are stored, all of our, whatever this complex human is, all the layers is holding information that is our birthright, and we all have access to it.
So going back to the yoni egg, the information that is stored here also is connected to the yoni, is the portal. So if you want to think about the barrier between this realm and the other realm, the yoni is that barrier also. So for a lot of people doing these meditations and these practices, they're also doing it with the intent, not just of strengthening the pelvic floor to have higher energy use and all that stuff, and also to connect to higher sources, but to access non-local information. Can you believe? So this is a very well described in a lot of these books. And I wanted to ask you, when I talk about this sometimes, men are intrigued by it. They're like, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. Women kind of go like, oh, that's hogwash. That doesn't make any sense. If you haven't been initiated into this, they'll listen to that like, that's just stupid. That's just for the preppy yoga, whatever. Like, that's not for me, right? What would you say to those? Well, first of all, who brought you into the idea of doing the yoni egg practice? One. And two,
community. I mean,
you were already in the woo. Okay. So what would you say to those women who are not in the woo, who think perhaps this is a waste of time? What would you say to them?
Well, we all on our journey, we have different stages, but why not try? I mean, it's your little princess area, and you can, crystals do have a vibration. If you don't even, maybe you should just try it for fun, being like, I'm gonna try this yoni egg, I'm gonna see if it works and see what happens. Like, have fun with it. I would say try it as an experiment for 31 days and then see if it works.
That's good advice, because there's this yogini Tantra teacher. She's like 80 years old, and she was being interviewed by Lilou Massé, a French interviewer, and she asked the teacher, she says, a lot of women say, well, like, why would you do this? And her first reaction, the 80-year-old teacher, was like, why would you not? Like, look at me, I look 40, I'm 80 years old, I live what I preach. There's a reason for all of this. And a lot of the women watching the show, they went, oh yeah, okay. So give it a try. Yeah. I didn't know we were going to go there, folks, tonight. That's just the nature of the woo. It runs deep when May Levy is on the show. May, let's get into your channeling. Or do you have time? Or do you want to
do you want to leave? Because that's a whole other show. That's a whole other thing. I wonder if we should just leave it for next time and, keep this about what we did today and then do a whole other show.
I have to admit, it's a great show standalone. We touched a lot of cool
topics. I think I feel complete. This was great and really happy. And and I can talk about the things that I have been working on if you guys want to know. I do have, is that good? I can do that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So I finally,
by the way, we're getting a lot of love in the chat, and everybody's like, oh my God, we need these conversations. And I love when you and I, May, are having these shows, because we don't really plan it, and the universe kind of just guides us into these wonderful conversations that very few people could have live online, but you and I seem to pull it off each and every time. So thank you for those comments in the chat section. I really love you guys. Okay. What are you working on, May? What's next?
So I was just saying I opened my new YouTube channel, my own YouTube channel. I haven't been posting that much because I'm very busy, but in April, I took some time off, and coming summer, I have some time off, and I'm going to be doing a lot more activations and a lot more of these mudra things that I'm doing, and be showing more of what I do in my own private practices. So you're welcome to subscribe to Deep Intuitive Healing on YouTube. And I'm also doing...
Well, let me bring that link down in the chat for you guys first. Hold on.
And I want to say, after being with you on the show and then being by myself without having anyone asking me questions, I'm like, damn, I have to hold this down. It's an interesting experience.
It's a lot harder than it looks.
It's like, wait, so I have to create everything here on my own. La-di-da-di-da. Nobody's asking me any questions. So
I had Andy Checkman on the other day. He's like, damn it, JC, you make this look easy because this is not easy.
it's just really nice to interact with other people.
Yeah.
It's nice. So I just want to say it's been a learning curve for me. So there's that. So I'm really proud of it, and it's a really baby account. Still learning.
Yeah, let's go show her some love. Go and subscribe and share with May and all of her beautiful creations here on YouTube. And I think what we'll do, May, if you want to, I'm more than happy to share these episodes and simulcast to your YouTube channel as well to start building the community there and your content. I'm really happy to do that for you. Whenever you're ready, just let us know and we'll put it up for you.
I would love that. That would be really nice. That would be really nice. The more we share it to people, the more people will know and more information will be spread. So that's great. Okay. Number 2, I'm doing on the 20th, on your birthday of 20th of March.
Hey, don't say that to everybody.
Okay. Sorry, I had to. Anyways, I'm doing a live light language activation. You can also pull up the link. There is a link I gave Jean-Claude the link to post underneath this YouTube thing, YouTube episode that you can go in there. It's donation based, recommended donation 22 to 222, whatever you're comfortable with. If you also don't have how to pay or any kind of energy exchange, just talk to me. We'll figure something out. And I'm doing a 1-hour Equinox. What is it? It's the beginning of the new cycle of astrology, and it's also the Equinox.
Wait, where's the link for that one?
Is it not there? Should be.
The renewal thing?
Let me see.
Live activation renewal.
Maybe that.
Okay, let me see. I just want to make sure. Guys, all of these links are in the description box below. I believe it's the right one. So let me just bring that up on the screen. Is it this one, May?
Let me look.
Yes.
It is?
March 20th. Okay. Let me bring that link up. All right.
Yeah, there it is. Ritual light language activation. Yeah, and so because it's the beginning of a new astrology year, beginning Aries, and we're going to do an activation. And I don't know yet what the intention is until I reach that day and see what Spirit wants me to do. But definitely sign up early so you can get your spot. I think it's like up to 100 people. Until I figure out how we can do more. Oh, actually, it's on YouTube. No, it's not Zoom. Sorry. It's how many people want to show up, you can show up. Because I'm doing it. Yeah.
So you see what you started in the chat now?
What happened?
Like, JC, your birthday's on the Equinox? Oh, my God. Oh, no.
It is quite amazing. It's really cool.
Yeah. Somebody
now
says
we all know. Yeah, that's great.
Well, I'm actually
sorry. I'm sorry.
Sarah's preparing a lovely weekend getaway for us for my birthday. I'm excited about that. I haven't done that, well, of course, in a long time because of COVID, and now we're finally allowed to go places. So I might tune in and watch your activation as part of because I have my solar return. And I have a lot of meditations and manifestations to accomplish on this weekend also for the year forward. So I'll try to see if I can tune into your thing. What time is your thing going on?
If you show up, I will definitely put an intention to bless you on that day, and whatever you ask for me to put in that blessing, I will put that in the channel.
Oh boy,
light language. Yes.
Okay. And what time are you doing this thing?
What does it say? I'm not sure.
It doesn't say.
It doesn't say. I don't know. Probably around 5. Let's do 5 p.m. I think that I just decided that. Is that too late?
So that'll be 8 Eastern. So 5 p.m. Pacific, you mean?
What day is that? Is that a Saturday? That's a Saturday.
No, I think that's a Sunday. No. Saturday is the 19th. Sunday is the 20th.
Okay, so Sunday. I can do it. What time? What time is comfortable for you? It's your birthday.
I don't know. It depends what Sarah's planned already. It's kind of like a surprise. I'm not sure. I'm just going to be going with the flow of the divine feminine energy that weekend. So I'm not sure.
Let's do 4:44.
Oh, that's nice.
4:44. Okay. I think at 4:44 we can meet up.
Okay, send me an email after when you figure this out. I'll give it to Sarah.
I'll update it and send you an email. And so I'm already telling everybody that we will start at 4:44. Probably meet up a little bit earlier before the activation. It'll be 1 hour, and it'll be amazing. It's gonna be so good.
Lakeside Laura says 39, JC. She's too kind. Oh, thank you, Lakeside Laura, like that. In my
Aw,
mind, I'm
I
17.
love you too. Oh, that's awesome.
In my mind, I'm 17 still. Oh, maybe 18. I'm just a kid. All right. So that's for the spring
So that's
equinox
for the
activation.
activation. And
Okay.
then we created a new thing on my website for tattoos because I've been channeling tattoos. You can also pull that up. You can find the little tattoo link up there.
Is it a
And
tattoo or a tattoo?
a tattoo.
That's an old French joke from a French
A
Quebecer
tattoo,
movie.
a tattoo. You can go into the tattoo and you can tell me what it is that you like. There's different. You can fill in all the information that it's asking you to fill in where you want to put the tattoo, and then it'll show you an example of what it looks like. These are examples of the sizes that you can do, and you'll put information what part of the body you want to do it, what intention you want it, because it's all completely channeled and will be tailored, designed specifically for your energy body.
Okay. Whoa, that's really cool and personalized. Okay. But how does the tattoo actually affix to your skin? What is this product?
So you do have to find a tattoo artist because it's
Got you. So you're
global.
making the
So I'm
design and then
just designing it. You'll
okay.
get the digital file of it, and then you'll print it out and take it to your favorite tattoo artist, and then you'd put it on top of you. And I think I
Wow.
might need some because I am bare of tattoos. I don't have any.
I have virgin skin also, by the way.
I don't know, but maybe I'll get one. Just be like, oh yeah.
I'm a blank canvas, so to speak.
Um,
Somebody says my secret is out. Yes, I'm a blank canvas. Siobhan, 33. Oh, you guys are close. You're getting close. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Hey, wow, this is really cool. I love the tattoo thing.
one last announcement. If you go to
Hey, wait, don't go too fast. On this
Okay.
tattoo thing,
Oh.
are you gonna ask people who've had the tattoo to show like pictures of their actual tattoos on their skin? Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, I actually have one. How could I send this to you right now? Let me find. You want me to find it?
You can
Separate.
email it to me. I'll bring it up on the
Give it to
screen.
you. Okay. 1
Do you
second.
guys want to see that? Do you want to see a live example of May's tattoo artistry on somebody? Come on, say yes. The chat is slow tonight. There's something weird with the internet. The last couple of days, YouTube's been acting wonky.
I didn't have any disruptions with my video so far. Everybody's cool, so thank God for that.
Wonderful video.
Okay.
Yes, everybody's saying yes. Okay.
Okay.
Take your time.
Just a moment. I have to pull it up.
I need some background music.
That'd be cool.
Well, there's a new feature on StreamYard. You can put background music now. Actually, let me try to test that out. Did they actually put like sample music?
Oh, you know what you should put?
I do.
Okay.
Look, okay, hold on. Dance pop. No,
if you go to my Instagram, okay, never mind.
This is boring.
You should put something really cool. Go to my Instagram and put one of the videos of the new art. I've been creating art with videos with music.
Yeah.
Like that one. Go down.
This one here?
Nope. Well, that one could be it, but I want the one go down even more. That one. It's really neat. And
that's super cool.
Right?
Man, it's mesmerizing.
You know, it's one photo that somebody sent me because this is a new thing and I can't find it. But I'll give it.
We should use these the next time we do our live activation sessions. These are nice.
I know.
Very funkadelic. Yeah.
You can put other ones. There's different ones.
Okay, let me try another one.
I love them.
I'll try this guy here. I saw this on your Facebook the other day. I'm like, what is that? It's so cool.
How's my DJ set? It's a horrible DJ.
Isn't that funky, guys? Hold on, I'll see if I can put some more. Let's play this one. Okay.
Oh, I know where. it?
That's beautiful. Somebody, Mihi, JC, can you list the top 10 book recommendations? It depends what you want to read. You mean specifically
I
on,
just sent it to you.
You sent it to me? Okay, let me see if we can bring that up.
Here's just one for now. Like, that's the only one. I've channeled quite a few for people, but this is the only person that sent me like a photo of it on their body. And I was like, oh my God, from my brain to flesh.
Is it appropriate for the family show?
Yeah.
Okay, now because when you said to the body, and we don't know where to the body that might have been.
It's the arm.
Okay, hold on. I'm just being facetious. Okay, documents, downloads. Okay. Oh, the arm. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool. Let me see if we can bring that up on the screen for the audience. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It has even light language on it.
So, are you okay to explain why you channeled this design for this person to heal? Like, we don't know the person's name here, so we're not betraying anything.
What they. Yes, they asked me. I wrote this down. Hang on.
Okay.
I don't remember offhand. Let me just go to the post. How do I get to the post? Give me a minute. I don't remember. I have to see because everybody asked me something different, but their intention is written down. Let me just find it.
Okay, while you find that, Gypsy Mama, I've been drawn to the yoni egg for a while now. JC, do you have a place to recommend in Canada? Well, if you're looking for a good quality yoni egg, there's the nephrite jade eggs. They come from a mine here in Canada. Very, very good. You can find them on their own website. Just type in Canadian nephrite jade eggs. You can also reorder it from other sellers like Amazon. But those are really, really good quality ones. When you buy some of the stuff on eBay, you don't know what they are. Are they actually rose quartz or just glass? They come from China. You know, you get what you paid for here in the yoni egg sphere. Did you find the description?
Yes.
Me? Okay.
So her intention was lighthouse energy that will spread love and light to everyone in dark times, to be strong in storm and guide other souls from darkness to light and love.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that's what it kind of looks like, a lighthouse in a way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really cool. Like, it speaks to you, right? You can look at that for hours and get more out of it. There's
It looks
a lot.
very like crop circle alien to me, like very galactic.
Yeah. This is going to be a new trend, I think. Could you imagine the people who do this with the fluorescent ink? You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be cool too?
I would love to do that. Like, if you can't see it on my face, I would love to do a try.
Yeah, and if you go into a blacklight party, you're like, everybody's like, wow.
Can you really do that?
Yeah.
Because I really want a whole light language, like something here in my head. In my
dude, totally. You could totally do that. Now, I'm not sure that's safe. So, yeah, I'm not sure about the chemicals underneath your skin there, guys. But yeah, you can totally do that. Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
And you know, there is something to say about putting an image on your body. It does change your frequency field, just like
you would put it on a water
bottle. If you put something like a crystal shape in the water will remember that shape, right? So that's why you can put a Merkaba in your water filter or things like that. But we are also made of water, and when you put a shape on your body, it does transmit the energy of that shape. So there's a lot there, and that's why you don't want the negative tattoos on your body. Just by the way.
True that.
True that. Yes.
True that. Cool. So the next thing is I opened my own lightscribeart.com website for the Lightscribe art, specifically to just, I'm so happy I got the name, lightscribeart.com, and that's just the channeled artwork. And it has a really cool feature if you pull it up that has a live preview. Do you find it?
Yeah, it's just slow to load because we're watching a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, and you get 20% off on your first purchase, by the way, guys. So
cool.
Take advantage of that. So close up for yes, and go into one of the art. Go scroll down, and then click on one of the pieces. Go to abstract sacred geometry. Let's just say.
Okay.
And then if you scroll down, pick one of those. And so it'll tell you what each one is. There is descriptions on them. And so let's say you choose a size, and then you go and you scroll down. Let's say you chose the medium, choose the size, you chose that. Okay, now go to the size on the right side of the medium. You chose a size, let's say.
Yeah.
And then go to styles. Oh, no. Sorry, scroll down and go to live preview.
Oh wait, live preview.
So it's not going to show you right now because you need a phone. But what it does, if you're connected to a phone, the phone will open up your camera and you can put the size that you need and it will show you your room. Like it'll actually, you can like video your whole home and change the size on the wall.
Oh,
and
wow.
so it'll really give you like a live preview how it would look in your home.
Wow, that's really cool.
It's really a very useful way to see if you really want it or not, because I know people are like, oh, I want to see if it's like how it would look in my home.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow, that's really cool. Hey, can you have this feature also for your swag, like for your apparel, where you go in front of the mirror and it could like dress you up?
That would be great. I need to figure out if there's a way to do that.
Well, I mean, if there's a software that does this here, I'm sure there is.
There's
because
a software for apparel. That would be that's a smart thought, and I'm definitely going to look into it.
I think it exists because a couple of years ago it was on either Popular Mechanics or something like that, and they were talking about the future of shopping, where you wouldn't need to go into a mall anymore to try on clothes. You take a scan of yourself with your phone, and then you would choose the item basically in the store, and it would project it onto you, so you would know, oh, this size small is too small, whatever. Anyways, it's pretty cool, but I don't know that it's available commercially yet, but that's really cool.
Yeah, and these are all my new pieces. There's been a lot of work that I've been doing and filling, and they look really great, and they all mean something and do something and activate something. There's even one for time travel. I don't know if it's in there or my Instagram. Maybe it's not updated yet, but there's a lot of interesting ones.
Super cool stuff. Guys, go check it out. Lightscribeart.com. Again, the links are in the description box below. The coupon codes. And for the people who want to do maybe some healing sessions with you or some entity detachment sessions with you, where do they do that now?
It's all in the booking. There's also me and Leanne updated. It should be there right now for removing entities through drawings. So like it's more affordable, and also like you can just do that without me doing it through myself, but I will guide you on how, like I will give you exactly the instructions and the drawings that will clear it while you sleep. You won't feel anything. It's just, it'll just happen gradually while you sleep. I've had some really good successful stories in the past few weeks with people.
Cool. Are you still doing the one-on-one sessions also?
I am. I don't know what's available. So April, I'm taking a month off, and then I'm taking 3 months off in the summer for recording myself and doing activations through recordings. So I can do more of my art and do more other things. Like I'll do big group activations. I want to be doing the big group activations.
That makes sense with your energy and your drive and what you're trying to create. Do some group stuff so that you can concentrate on all of your beautiful products. So people can support you with the Light Scribe art for sure. That's a good way. And also through the apparel, guys, go check it out. There's a lot of cool stuff there.
So I will say that there are probably some spots available left before I take that period off. If you do find it, I do recommend that you take advantage of it now.
Yes. And coupon code for those bookings, do you know?
BeyondMystic, all capital. I think it's all in the description in the bottom. Yeah, you'll have all the discounts. You have 20% off on my new Light Scribe art, and the Light Scribe art apparel, it's 10% off. I reduced the prices on the t-shirts for spring. So they're $55 for men t-shirts, just so you know, instead of $70. So you should take advantage of that deal.
So cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. Wow.
Yeah, I've been working it.
You've been working it, man. Holy shit. You've been busy. Can you imagine you created all this since what, like last November, September? When did we start, you and I?
We started in August, and I started my Light Scribe art Instagram maybe a month or two before. I was setting stage, because when I'm setting stage for my future, I was trying to create like an apparel thing, and then I got on the show, and then things started happening. And so I've been doing this since how many months is that? August, maybe July?
10 months, 9 months maybe.
So it's been going really amazing.
Incredible growth. Wow.
And the book is still in the works. I need time to sit down and focus on that, and with clients it's been a little bit hard for me. April for the book? Yes, and we're going to talk more about the book in the next. It's connected to what I wanted to show today, and we didn't do it, so it's going to be in our next show.
Cool. Nedzin says, wow, May is so amazing. And JC, you're pretty knowledgeable too. I love it.
The danger theme.
I,
love
I
it.
share the woo. I share the woo. Oh my God. She says, May, Sparrow, Rose, May, your work is so beautiful.
Thank
It calls to me.
I purchased my. Okay. So I've been buying my own art. I never do this, and I have like one right here. I don't know if you can see it. One right there, right? And I have another one right in front of me there, but it's too dark that you won't be able to see it. Another one in the kitchen, and I can't stop.
Well, behind you
It looks
also.
so good. I'm buying my own art. It's great.
But
And
behind you also, right?
right here, yes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
But that's going to change. I've actually ordered something else. That's going to change. Also, one of my pieces, the one that you showed the video, I split it into. That's like one of my favorites.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And it feels good. Like they feel really good. I can stare at them for long hours. Just like I feel very separate from it sometimes because it's channeled, right? So I'm like, did I do that? Like, it's really neat.
It's really neat. Absolutely. Lakeside Laura, yes, maybe one day I'll get to do those. I'm still in the process too of fixing a whole bunch of things on the back end of the website, creating the academy too. So I'm going to do more videos again, probably by April, maybe May. For now, I'm spending most of my time during the day programming and building the content on the back end. Because I used to do 2-3 shows a day here on YouTube, but I need to fix a bunch of things so that we can continue to grow on the website. So that's where I'm spending all of my time right now. And of course, it's almost planting season here, and with everything going around the world, I need to get my greenhouse up and ready here. Maybe in a week or so, I'll be ready to start planting there again. So the temperature is almost here with the sun, of course. So lots of things to do, May. Thank you so much, May, for being on the show tonight. Wow, what a cool conversation, as always. Guys, you can find May at deepintuitivehealing.com. And then from there, also, you can get the links to all of her site, her Instagrams. And if you look in the description box below to this video, you will also find all of the coupon codes for her amazing products and services. This was Intuitive Healing with May Levy, and I'm Jean-Claude at BeyondMystic. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I love you all. Au revoir.
Thank you so much.